YouTubers, welcome back for another adventure. And sometimes you got to travel for the deals. And if you're going to travel, you might as well get some good food. So it looks like the old taco's coming home with a new toy in it. Let's see what's cooking. The 1984 200ES Big Red has made it home and made it to my house. Now the background story on this machine is you all have seen it before. This is from a friend of mine that lives along the southern tier of New York, on the New York side. And he purchased it from that area up there. Now we got it running, but he really wants to get the electric starter working on this thing, and he really needs to get the front end straightened out. Now, I don't know if you guys could see this. The front wheel is off a little bit because the front forks are completely jacked. You know, a lot of people got these things, and as you look at the plastic and all, you could see this thing was ridden. These were never meant to be jumped, and obviously somebody jumped that and completely blew out the front forks. So we're going to kind of get this thing running in stages. First of all, we need to get it started again, right? It hasn't done anything in the last 6 months, so we want to get it started so it could be moved around under its own power. Then the second thing we're going to do, we're going to go through the electricals, right? We're going to kind of go through this rat's nest, and we're going to do our best. Well, we could get the electric starter working again. We could get the lights working again. We could get it turned on and off. And I'm sure we can make it so that the electric starter only works when it's in neutral. Those things are not hard to do. Making it so that if it's in gear, the recoil starter will not start it. That's a much harder gig. There's a relay in the back that does that, and those relays are about impossible to find. So I think we're going to skip that part. But we'll make it so the electric starter works and it only starts in neutral. So we'll get that far. Once we get all that cleaned up, we'll do the front forks, which is really going to be interesting. There's a person, MRC underline, and it keeps going. I'll try to remember to put his name in the description. He did a really good job talking about changing the forks on one of these, and I watched his videos. I'm gonna do I think I'm gonna do things a little differently depending on how loose, how I'm able to get these things loose, right? Some of these, I mean this thing is what, an 84, which is what, 16 plus 21, 37 years old. So I might have trouble taking a lot of this apart. So I watched his videos. I learned from him, and hopefully when you learn from somebody, when you have to do it, you could kind of tailor things to your situation and make them work for you. All right, so let me get this off, then we'll get started trying to get it started. We managed to get this off the truck without breaking it or me, which is always a good thing. And once again, we had this running in the spring, so hopefully there's oil in there and it hasn't gone mucky. I don't know, has that got milkshake? Nah, it looks okay, I think. Yeah, if they've gone milkshake, if they look like they got water in them, you really want to stop yourself here. The oil looks good. This has been, Steve must have moved it outside. He was keeping it in a shed, but when you start growing stuff like that, I don't know, the gas looks pretty good. This is a sealed tank. I don't know, maybe this puppy will start right up. Is the key on? Yep, key's on. Ignition is on. I don't know, I'll throw a couple pulls into it. It'd be a lot easier to drive it up than to push it up. Okay, let's try to start without starting fluid. Choke Choke. Choke is on. Key is on. That's on. Did you guys see that? That's not a good sign. Hang on, let me show you. Once again, this must have been stored outside, right? I think. But see, when you got water coming out of here, that's not good. I think I want to drop the recoil off, at least get that off. We'll use the electric starter to try and start it. Having water in there, firing it up, that water gets hot, it works its way into the engine, it works its way beyond the crank seal. That's not good. It's also not good to keep your stator and all that wet. I don't know if this thing's sparking, maybe not. Anyway, that's not a good sign. I'm a little surprised it took on so much water. Normally you don't get water in there unless you build up snow. And then, believe it or not, the snow follows the rope right in. The snow wicks it right in. It wasn't like this in the spring, so a little surprising. I hope it wasn't in a flood. Alright, I loosened the recoil, the water drained out. And it smells flooded. Well, I'm gonna try giving it a little hoot of starting fluid. Maybe she'll fire. Nice clean air filter, no rodent. Moose it looks like. So I'm gonna give it a hoot and hopefully she fires right up. I ride it around back and life is good. Here we go. Just a hoot'll do ya. I like getting the cover on there because it helps it inhale it a little better. And round we go. Next jump pack, please. I think it's going to start. Keep your fingers crossed. Next up, portable CDI. Okay, the portable CDI. This thing typically starts anything. Right, just hooked it up to the pulse generator here. One wire to the head, one wire to the spark plug. And you gotta love that. So I think I'm gonna strap on the GoPro. We'll ride this thing around back and life will be good. So let's see if this puppy starts up again or if it gets all fussy for me. I don't exactly have the ignition system held on the best way. I guess I'll just have to rest my jewels against it and hope for the best. Alright, please start again. Good. One of those cheap Chinese carburetors, and you know what? You always get what you pay for. I really don't want to bang the gears, but good. Automatic clutch is good. don't know how much gas is in here. Well, I do know how much gas is in here, not much. So Steve, your 200ES is romping at my house. Not much of a romp, actually. Yeah, she shifts nice. That's a good thing. Even with the trashed front end, it doesn't ride half bad. The tires are all a little low on air. You know, I'm going to get all the way to this distant back corner, and I'm going to discover I'm out of gas. I'm in second high. This thing has the high-low besides 1, 2, 3, 4. My buddy's steer stand. We've been having that wasting disease here, so there aren't a lot of deer left. Well, that missed my hand at least. Must be my lucky day. Not bad. Yeah, he's got the right front tire on it, so it absorbs some of the bad road, so to speak, some of the bumps. It's got a nice seat. I like that. I like the seat. That's absorbing some of the bumps too. This is a nice machine. Steve wants it back. I don't get to keep it. I don't know if you guys feel that kind of chafing. The front tire is doing a little chafing. That there is a little bit of looseness in the front, and actually I'm surprised it's not worse. Oh, shoot, I just turned it off. Anyway, I'm going to have to put it in neutral and push it the last 50, 75 feet. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Cover your stuff up. You don't want to fill those recoil cavities full of water. That could freeze and start busting things. It just, as a matter of fact, the coil might have drowned here. That might be why this thing wouldn't start. Because the ignition, the coil side, the stator side of the ignition was full of water. You saw how quickly it fired right up on the portable CDI. I see the battery for this thing is from 2020, 6 months, June of 2020. So the battery's, what, about 18 months old, give or take a foot and a half, 17 months old. So hopefully that thing will take a charge. I'll bring it in now, warm it up, charge it up, and we'll have this thing out for a real ride with a functioning ignition system. Hopefully I don't have to start changing things. My temptation is always to go 12 volt CDI on these things. It's not exactly OEM, but you know, you guys know this China guy puts out one heck of a spark, and it's I kind of want to use it. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for dropping by to watch and comment and subscribe. Please remember, feet down, heads up, and get out and enjoy each and every day. Bye now.